Hi, Jen Gilchrist here. I'm going to be doing a twin flame check-in, energy check-in for December 26th, right here as we're wrapping up the 2018 new year. However, this is timeless, so if you come across this later, it's perfect timing. And I'm just going to do a little snapshot of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and then some very specific guidances from the angels, from source, from also the dragons. I've been working with the ethereal dragon energies as well, which has been very, very powerful. They're up in the higher ranges of from the fourth to the ninth dimensional, or they are able to bring their energy to meet us in the ninth dimensional energy plane, which is super, super powerful and helping us really connect with that higher ascended energy and information. So open up to, if you'd like to just open up to receive and set your intention right now to receive your messages as it being a general reading. And my intention is that all of you will get some messages, but I am reading for a specific twin flame collective. I'm going to start with the divine feminine, whether you're masculine or feminine, or masculine, male or female, I should say. You will either resonate more with the divine masculine or the divine feminine energy. The divine feminine is typically the more spiritually awakened first one to wake up in the relationship, or in the you know, you might not even be in a relationship yet, but I'm calling it that dynamic, I guess you would say. And then the divine masculine is usually the second one, always a little bit more focused in the 3D world right now, kind of awakening more to their spiritual path, I believe. So let's go ahead and just get started. I'm going to start with the 3D space for the divine feminine. And again, take messages because we're mirroring each other a lot. There's going to be messages in both for both of us, really how to align with our own masculine and feminine energies, because it's that alignment that is really going to allow the fruition of the physical union to take place. So that's really important. And really the goal and the process of this journey is self-mastery, self-healing, self-love, to allow us to really ascend into that union with another at that high level of unconditional love. So the mental headspace and the mental space, the 3D space for the divine feminine is it's time to clean up your light, or your life. Healer of Thought is the name of the card. It says it's time to clean up your life. Get rid of anything that clutters your space or makes you disorganized. People who take from you but don't give back should be released as well. You or another person involved in a situation is wise, intelligent, and caring, and has a wonderful sense of humor and offers a lot of life experience. And so I just wanted to read the full card. But this is funny because today I literally was cleaning out, like organizing, getting rid of stuff. So it feels like a purge, right? We've been doing a lot of mental purging. So this is kind of in a 3D space. I do feel physical cleaning though. I feel like physically going through your closet and getting rid of stuff that does not match who you are. Clothes you don't need. I mean, how many pairs of shoes do you have that you don't need? Like really actually clearing out your physical space ushers in new opportunity. You know, the outward experience of what we have, it doesn't mean you have to have a cluttered house, although you might, right? I know over the holidays, things kind of got a little disheveled here and there. And so it's like, oh, today felt good for me to start to get a little bit more organized, right? Just in things. But also, I feel like really letting go of the old. Clothes might not reflect as well, going through your office space, cleaning out emails, things like that, really just kind of detoxing and purging in the physical reality. And then, of course, in the mind. So, you know, we've been purging a lot in the way of emotions and in the mental space as well. And really all of that together will help to harmonize and create more space for what you're creating. So it's really about creating space, right? It's about letting go, as well as people. So part of the divine feminine, and probably for the divine masculine as well, because I feel like, you know, they may have experienced this as well, but it comes down to not being a doormat for people. You know, sometimes when we're empathic, heart-centered givers, you know, you might have to go through and evaluate, you know, is there a balanced give and take in the relationship, whether it's with your divine masculine. You know, we're not here to be doormats to anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. It's about us taking a stand for our boundaries, for sure. But I actually don't feel it as much as with them. It feels like most of you are not in communication right now, or if you are, it's minimal. But if you happen to be with the person, then trust that all of this is just going to help you take your relationship to that next level. So it's about give and take in relationship, knowing your worth, knowing your self-respect, like having, making sure that people are going to treat you the way you allow yourself to be treated. And so that's just been a big lesson that I feel like you guys are all pretty aware of, but just recognize, is there an equal balance in the relationships that you are privy to, right? Including your clients' relationships. I'm hearing it could be time for some of you to raise your actual rates or not do as many. If you're doing trades, it's time to charge for your services and things like that as you're starting to really gear up. The Divine Feminine's been working a lot in their money and their purpose work and creating that foundational, that stable foundation. So yeah, it might be time for you to actually charge a little bit more for what you're offering, get some coaching or some support in like creating a more solid foundation, perhaps. But mostly it's about purging, letting go, and it's about creating space for the new. Actually, I guess I'm just going to go down. This is what I did the first time. Still figuring out my way with this. I do lots of readings, but I haven't really done the twin flame check-ins much. So I guess I'm going to hop down to the Divine Masculine's headspace. And it says 3 of action. It says, things are working out beautifully. Now that your ship has come in, it's time to decide what your next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. So I feel like a few things are coming up for the masculine. It's like they've been working on some things too. They've been working on their projects, perhaps their businesses, or really cleaning up their life in some ways in terms of relationships or otherwise. But it's like some things have gone to completion, or at least all the attention and creativity and the energy that was going towards one project can now be birthed into something new. So it feels like a completion, a cycle of completion has come to fruition here, even if it hasn't fully landed. It's the momentum's there, it's done. So now it's kind of like looking on the horizon. What is it that you're wanting to create and work and put your energy into next? I'm also seeing where they're daydreaming. Like I feel like a lot of them are dreaming about their divine feminine, or they're kind of in their daydreaming, reminiscing, visualizing, imagining their divine feminine being with them, perhaps at the holiday, like just kind of imagining how it would be with them in their life. And that is also working too. So a lot of them just need validation, are looking for some validation that, yes, astral travel is possible. The divine feminine are likely feeling you and hearing you, and are mirroring you in that way as well. And be willing to travel if necessary. So a couple things come up with that. Some of you guys might live a distance from each other, right? So if you guys are thinking about actually, as it comes into like, reaching out, if you're kind of thinking about, well, do I want to talk to her or connect with her, or what would that look like, or what would we do? How would we connect? Because what I'm noticing is as things are starting to stabilize, and some of you are actually going to be kind of, reconnecting and reaching back out again. It's going to be, and this is speaking to both people right now, an elevated experience compared to the last one. So people are at different phases, right? Some of you guys were maybe dating and on again, off again. There's going to be a more solid commitment coming. If you're already committed, maybe you're going to get engaged. If you're barreling each other or kind of just met, or were, whatever it was sporadic, then there's still going to be a more consistency there, right? We still have to go back, and this is something important for the divine feminine. I'll probably do another video around the astral travel things. It's important to understand that we have to come back to the 3D land, right? So even though spiritually a lot has transpired, I think there's been a lot of telepathy, and I think that the masculine are starting to recognize or be curious if that's what that is. Lots of signs for sure, but they're intuitive too. So I feel like the telepathy and the astral travel and the dreaming and the all this kind of stuff that's happening in the 5D realm has been very strong, but it's still going to come back to the 3D and come back and kind of walk and do the courting and then the get to know you phase and all these things. And I feel like some of the divine masculine might be feeling like, oh my gosh, if they're aware of, say, the divine feminine, talk to them about this twin flame situation or soulmate love, or where they're following you on social media and kind of keeping an eye on you, which I feel some of them maybe have been in the separation phase, is kind of not in a stalker way, just kind of curious and, actually kind of getting to know you in that level, right? I was shown where that could be true. So anyways, I lost my train of thought, but essentially you got to come back and just kind of, it's going to be an elevated connection. It has to be, because the divine feminine, you guys have raised and done all the work, and so have they. And so it's going to come back in, but you still got to go back and meet kind of where you left off and kind of work your way down the normal, dating or courting path or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be, it's not going to all of a sudden be like, oh, marriage, you know what I mean? If you guys barely knew each other. I think that's funny. I kind of feel like I get the sense that some of the men could be like, well, what does this all mean now? Like, what, I don't even know how to do this. And like, there's just not even dealing with it. So it's kind of interesting. So the other thing is being willing to travel if necessary. So you may travel a distance. If you haven't met your twin flame yet, perhaps and travel you will, or maybe they live a little bit of a distance from you. And so, you know, you have to go a little ways to connect that connection to happen. And none of it's a problem, just noticing that. And then also travel, like some of you might be actually going away together. Like that would be kind of what I'm hearing is like going away on a retreat, like after this time of like, okay, everyone's kind of doing their own stuff and working on their things. Now it's like, okay, now we want to come, you know, get to know each other, right? And do that. Some of you guys might actually be taking a trip, which would be really cool too. And part of that is part of the twin flame energy is also anchoring an energy around. So travel in general will probably be a part of your relationship to some degree for many of you, which is what you desire anyways. But part of it is actually the higher purpose of anchoring love around the planet. But mostly for this intensive purposes, since we're speaking in the head space here and to the 3D space, they're kind of planning out how they want to connect with you and what that looks like. And for some of you, it might be travel together, which would be great. Because then you can have those heart-to-heart talks. That's the other thing. Feels like a lot of the energy's been happening telepathically in a 5D space, and so now some of that needs to ground into the physical reality as you guys come in together and realize that these are general readings as well, and timelines will be, so for some people this is already beginning to happen. For some people it's going to happen soon or into the next couple of months kind of ranges. You know, they're kind of a variance because everyone's got their own thing going on. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, her heart space, she has been working on worthiness, right? Her worthiness, her self-love, like doing a lot of inner work around owning your worth, your self-worth. And it kind of goes hand in hand with letting go of people, like not being a doormat to people because maybe you've overgiven and to your exhaustion and to your detriment, and it wasn't really reciprocated. And so you're cutting that out. And you're not really available to that anymore, right? Just deciding you're not available for that. And I'm sure most of you are pretty aware of deciding that, but there's still energetic residue sometimes that happens, or unconscious patterns, or we kind of let it slide with people, you know, maybe even in your family or that you're friends with forever. You kind of don't recognize that that is happening there, right? And so, yeah, just taking that to a deeper level, knowing that you deserve and to receive good in all ways. Looks tired, weary kind of a little bit, just kind of going inward. Actually, I see a lot of inner reflection mostly. Like there's been a lot of inner work. Most of you have been kind of retreating a little bit in perhaps solitude, or maybe needing solitude if it was just really busy for the holidays, because that is where you're getting your information. You're very connected to your intuition. A lot of you high psychic healers, connected to the moon cycles as well. So noticing how your energy is around the moon cycles and honoring how you feel. And knowing that you're worthy and you deserve to receive good in all ways. And you really up-leveled your ability to receive love actually already. So good job. And then positive energy. And sort of surround yourself with positive people, situations, and avoid negativity. So it feels like, you know, in your heart, this first card of what you need to do, you need to do that in your heart space. You know, there's certain people that you need to let go of, certain situations, you know, and you really want to feel elevated. Maybe it's perhaps time to even, I feel like there is still some time for solitude, but as you're venturing out and creating new relationships and new friendships, you know, just set your sights, I don't want to say higher, but kind of like just look for like-minded people. Look for people who can support you and see you and meet you where you're at, so that you can, as your vibration has ascended, your vibration has been increasing, right? Your self-love has been increasing, your self-value, your self-respect, all those things has been increasing rapidly. And so now your outer world needs to kind of shift to reflect that, which is what the first card was saying. And so it's just important to really continue to surround yourself with that. Hold on, something keeps trying to come in and out. I can't hear it. Yeah, so it's kind of like allowing yourself to receive, like, it's almost like I just feel like there's new circles of friends, maybe new meetup groups, maybe new situations that want to come in that can meet you where you're at, who are also on this path. So especially if you're feeling kind of alone, not necessarily just on this twin flame journey for many, you know, for you, but just in the spiritual growth journey, right? You kind of up-leveled a lot, and you need to seek out other situations that you can kind of be in, and then just be kind of comfortable where you're at, and even around people maybe who are a few steps ahead of you on the vibrational scale, I should say, so that you can kind of keep moving forward. Okay, one more card for the Divine Feminine. And this is just sort of like an advice, like Mother Mary wanted to come in with a little bit of like how to step into that energy even more. And her card is tenderness, and it says, I am both gentle and powerful. So I love Mother Mary's energy, and Mary Magdalene, very present, both of them. Kuan Yin as well, like all three of those divine feminine energies are super powerful, and they're both very gentle and powerful. So just because, you know, you're gentle doesn't mean you're weak. Just because you're powerful doesn't mean you're a bitch. Like you can have that fine line, like that balance of being gentle and powerful by speaking your truth and just really knowing your worth and really setting up yourself, like setting up boundaries and how people treat you, all of those things. So tenderness, you can be both gentle and powerful. Beautiful. And I'm feeling also allow yourself to be supported. A lot of you have been doing a lot by yourself, like a lot of hard work, or like you know how to take care of yourself. But I feel like there's a sense of just, she's like allowing herself, like you're always the nurturer and the giver and the whatever. And so like letting yourself be supported. And that's actually part of leaning into this relationship at this new level too, is allowing the divine masculine to support you in some ways, right? Because you're used to kind of maybe not having trustworthy relationships and things like that. And so it's important to, you know, let them court you and you know, treat you, right, in some way. All right. And it really comes down to feeling safe and trusting. So when you're feeling like you have to do it all on your own, it feels like there's a sense of a little bit of defensiveness or a little protectiveness that's wanting to be released. Like what I'm hearing is just releasing that need to protect yourself and just know that you're safe and that you're solid and that you can be vulnerable and open-hearted and trust yourself to know that you're opening, you know, that the people that you're calling into your life, if they're trustworthy or not, right? You'll know that. Even though in the past maybe you made quote unquote mistakes or kind of gave your heart to the wrong people or however you want to look at that, right? And all in truth, we're all growing and learning. But at the end of the day, you can trust yourself, okay? And it's important too. Gosh, they will not stop with that. Trust yourself. You are trustworthy. They are trustworthy, okay? All right, so divine masculine heart. Playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing as joy creates miracles and manifestations. So it's kind of like important for them too. Like maybe they've been going through a lot. I feel like, you know, a lot of them have different levels of, you know, dark nights of the soul or just spiritual awakenings. We've both had spiritual awakenings in our own ways. A lot of letting go. And I feel like they're in the need of like their spirits, like wanting to have some playtime, some fun, just giving yourself actually the playful vibration fun and doing things that you enjoy. Maybe kicking your feet up and, you know, letting the workload kind of set to the side for a minute is important. That will help you heal and be in the vibration of joy as well. And yes, your intuition is correct, so take action accordingly. So whatever you've been thinking or wondering or curious about, yes, it's true. And so it's kind of funny. I'm getting that a lot of them really have been wondering if they're really connecting, like they're starting to have more awareness around what this connection is and that it's real and that's not like, you know, this mystical fairy tale thing. A lot of them are trying to avoid it. And I feel like a lot of them are coming now, you are coming now into, sorry, I'm speaking to you too. So I'm just so used to speaking to mostly women. And I'm sure there's still mostly women here, but men, divine masculine men at least, and whoever identifies with that role. Yes, your intuition is correct. And so you can trust it and it's true. I think I'm going to definitely do a video on astral travel, 5D sex, and telepathy because yes, it's true. It happens, all of it. So, all right, that's been on my mind for a couple of weeks. I'm just like, haven't gotten there. All right, so then the last card, the Mother Mary card for you is Father. It says, my Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, birth Father, and our relationship. And actually what I'm feeling is, yes, I mean, opening up to that divine source, but mostly I'm feeling you've been working around like healing your idea of what it is to be a man or a husband or a partner or even in the workforce, like what it means to be, what is the role of like the masculine, because I feel like you're, you know, maybe your father's idea of that or other just societal men will say. Of course, if there is healing between you and your father, then that's really helpful because, well, like the healing with your masculine with a father or important prominent men or even authoritative or even, you know, could even be like bosses and things like that. But healing in your relationship with men who you feel like have either had power over or any kind of conflict helps you step more into your power, and then healing the energy with the mom helps you step more into your feminine and your ability to receive. But this is really kind of stepping into your power and your own version of like what it looks like. I think that there a lot of the masculine are kind of releasing around, you know, what it looks like to be in a relationship, what it looks like to be with love, like whether they're conscious of this or not. Their higher, I feel like this is kind of like moving into their higher self is guiding them towards, in a sense, letting go of what other people's opinions are about them, what makes them successful, what does success mean to them, what does it look like to be a successful man in this time and day and age, or what does it look like to be, you know, to be a man and to be respected, and all those things. And part of it is too also healing, like I feel like healing you know, what they learned around about how to be a man, but also like running like their anger or their emotions, or, you know, how they use their emotions. Maybe they want to do differently. And maybe they, yeah, it's almost like, because what happens is like when the divine masculine are kind of more open to their feminine energy already naturally, I think, well, I don't know. I kind of feel like they kind of are, but they definitely will be as they awaken more, right? And that's not as socially accepted sometimes to be in your feelings or your emotions. And so someone put like a tougher exterior, or like suppress the emotions down a little bit. So I think that as you're kind of working through like, what does it look like to be a man, or what does success look like, or what does it mean to be a good this or good that or whatever, you're kind of like releasing society's standards and programming around that, your family beliefs around that, religious beliefs around like that, any kind of outer authority, and really coming into your own inner authority around what that looks like. And that gives you more permission to just be you, right? To be you, and to also in some ways mirroring the divine feminine into knowing that you're, you're that you can be you and be lovable all the same. Like I think there's a sense of like, you know, yeah. Like it's not men, the divine masculine have to move through being okay with being in their emotions, or seen as like, you know, not being too sensitive or too this or too that, because they actually kind of are, right? Because they're already intuitive, and intuition is the feminine energy within them. So they're kind of have more access to the feminine energy than a lot of other men. But, you know, depending on how suppressed they are of that based on, you know, other people's, what their concerns are about other people's opinions of them are, could be a factor. Okay. And so you're kind of healing that. Part of that. And so for the divine feminine in the 5D space, just have one card each. You are seeing this situation accurately. Love it. So your intuition's spot on. So don't worry about what the exterior outer world looks like right now. Your intuition's trustworthy and seeing clairvoyant space. So pay attention to your intuition. Use your clairvoyant space. Use your meditation space to manifest, to create the reality that you want. But also you are seeing this correctly. And I love how they're mirroring again, because in his heart space, he's got, yes, intuition. So they're both kind of on the same page, wondering what's going on. But yeah, it's true. You guys are both on the same page in a lot of ways in terms of like what you're seeing or wondering about. And I feel like it has to do with like just communication in the 5D space to some degree. That's part of it, at least. Or what is this twin flame journey? For some of you guys might even be new and just wondering, well, is this even what it is? Yeah, it is, right? You guys are right on track with that. Or high level soulmate relationships. I feel like some of them, I need to say that even though I feel like mostly towards twin flame. High level soulmate is very, very similar. Just energetically, it's a little bit different, but the journey and the path of attracting and being within it is the same. And so for the masculine in the 5D space, Athena, I'm always connected to Athena. I like her energy. To me, Athena energy is kind of like wisdom, higher wisdom, but she says detach from drama. So, and it's sort of matching the energy of what the divine feminine is. So in different areas, it's a similar thing, like let go of the drama, let go of the worry, let go of the drama. If there's any kind of family drama or relationship drama or stress about whatever, just like let go of the drama and really get to the root of what's really going on. It feels like that's why the playtime comes in. If you just like let it all go for a second, let the like anything you're thinking about go, and just have some fun. And that doesn't mean like tune out, numb out fun. Although, I mean, maybe that's part of it, but essentially it's about just being in the true vibration of fun. And I think sometimes the masculine's been kind of coming out of this tendency to be more, I think, coping through numbing, which then it just has to keep kind of coming back around because you're not actually dealing with it completely. So have fun, let go, let loose, you know, whatever that looks like to you. But you know, deal with this and detach from the drama is the first step. And then, you know, doing the deeper work around, you know, why is that you're attracting it, or why is that you're having a hard time letting it go? You know, you may get some support if you need it. Okay. Now we're going to get into the advice cards, first for the feminine, then for masculine, and then for both, kind of that's coming through. And I'm working with the dragons. I don't know if you guys work with the dragon energies. As I've opened up like all my out-of-body upper chakras, and things just went a lot more open for me on an intuitive level. This energy has kind of been coming in as a guiding force, and so I want to share that with you as well. But the first card is Counselor. Archangel Azrael says you are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. And so I just see her stepping into her divine mission and role as a leader, speaker, messenger, author, counselor, coach, mentor, healer, reader, psychic, whatever. Like that's just your higher self, your higher divine life path, right? You really stepping into that and knowing that your words heal in one way or another. And just be open to align that in. Like I am just channeling on a whole different level. That's what I'm seeing her like in this card. I feel like many of you guys are natural channels too. It's something that I help people with, opening up their spiritual gifts and learning how to do that in a way that's very empowering and I don't want to say safe, but yeah, kind of safe, right? Like making sure that you understand the energies that you're dealing with, and how that you have seniority over that always, and channeling differently. It's coming in and it's coming almost between like this heart and the high heart's a chakra that's opening more, and it's merging the fifth chakra with that. And so I'm noticing that what I'm hearing is that, you know, we're shifting how we're moving energy through us, and light language, like I did that once. Like I've been feeling that energy wanting to come through me. But it's all about allowing your voice to carry the vibration of the unconditional love. So it's like our fifth chakra and all of our channeling abilities are starting to connect with that heart chakra. And yeah, literally then it does, it heals on a different level, awakens people. It's just an interesting thing. I'll talk more about that later, but you can always reach out to me. Many one-on-one coaching programs, or like mentoring and coaching, as well as like digital courses and group programs around getting your purpose work out there. But it's time for you to really step into that next level role, and to really, it just feels like validating. Many of you are mediums, like the information you're getting is trustworthy, and to be open to channeling those higher energies and realms that are coming in. There's definitely a whole new way of that for me this year. Okay, and the next card is, oh, beautiful. I mentioned Kuan Yin earlier. I didn't turn the card over yet, but it's Kuan Yin's pink dragon. It says, brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. See all the cords dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom and look for the divine all around you. I'm going to just kind of look at this. I just got this deck, but the Kuan Yin's pink dragon. Let's see if we can see how to invoke that a little bit for you. Kuan Yin's dragon are the most beautiful pale pink color, luminous pink of the sacral chakra, which if you haven't noticed, like all these chakras are starting to shift colors, or shifting vibration, or opening up to new levels of information, bringing in much higher vibration. Lots of changes. So, you know, some people are noticing that the colors of their chakras are shifting as this ascension happens. And so that's this pale pink. They will pour in transcendent love into cords that tie us to others, whether it's from this life or any other dimension in the plane of existence, dissolving all karma under the law of grace. So in choosing this card, it offers you an opportunity to heal your relationships, including those from past lives that you may be even unaware of. Ask Kuan Yin's beautiful pale pink dragons to dissolve cords that will tie you to others, and sit quietly while they do so. And you can do that now, because I already invited all this energy in. Take a moment to feel that freedom that offers you. And the divine masculine can do this too, right? It's about, we have to release this karmic patterns. We have to release the ex relationships on a physical and energetic level. You know, and even just unhealthy cords that we have with friends or with clients or with other people as well. These great-hearted dragons will then help you to see through the eyes of love. Look for the divine in everyone and be aware of all situations from a higher understanding, knowing that Kuan Yin's gentle pink dragons are by your side. These gracious dragons will enable you to enrich your relationships and transform your friendships. They will help you to treat people with greater respect, care, and love than ever before. Remember to thank them for enhancing your life. So yeah, I really have liked this energy of it's very light and high vibrating. So you can play with that. And Divine Masculine got 2 cards actually from the Archangels. I think you guys have gone through kind of an intense too. A lot of you, I feel, have been going through like, you know, dark night of soul, major spiritual awakenings, up levelings, just like we have. I think the Divine Feminine are just a little bit more used to the ride. You know, this was an intense ride though, lots of emotions for sure. But for you, some of you might have been your first kind of big awakening. For others, maybe it was just an intense, abrupt endings and things like that, if there's resistance. But this is really, it's like gentleness and comfort. Sandalphon says, be very gentle with yourself this time. Surround yourself with gentle people and situations and environments. And again, that's definitely mirroring the positive energy that the feminine got and the tenderness. So we're definitely, everyone's mirroring. They're in different spaces in terms of 3D, 5D, heart, and advice, but all of it's kind of, it's all there, right? Working kind of in this together, even if you're separate, which most of you are. Surround yourself with gentle people and environments. So gentleness, and also just let yourself off the hook. I feel like there's a lot of perfectionism. Like maybe you just put yourself on a high standard, you know, expect a lot from yourself. And again, I'm sure the feminine can mirror with that. So just like be gentle with yourself and, you know, let go of the perfectionism or what you didn't do. I feel like there's also a lot of guilt, like letting go of guilt, about a regret, you know, about past decisions or choices. Just start from here. Start right now. You can always align from here. The regret, guilt, all that, like none of that is going to get you anywhere but keep you stuck. And so it's just about detaching from the drama. Be gentle with yourself, forgive others, move on. Open heart. Okay, comfort. Archangel Azrael, I'm with you in time of need, helping your heart to heal. So yeah, I feel, because I've noticed that, like, I know the Divine Feminine empath, like with the Divine Masculine, has been going through, and I know I've hit so much grief, lots of grief and sadness and loneliness, like all kinds of energy, and we have our own match with that. So both people have a match with that. But do the work, feel the feels, allow yourself to release and heal, get the support that you need. Archangel Azrael is really great for that. Like I like to just call on the angels. If you're not used to working with the angels, you could just call on whatever spiritual support you feel so inclined, but just have them surround you with their loving, healing energy and ask them to literally just heal your heart, you know, help you feel the feel, but let it go. You don't have to hold on to it. Like I think sometimes people are afraid to feel the depths of their sad emotions or heavy emotions because they think that they're going to get like taken under by them or like stuck in it and never be able to get out. But the reality is it's the resistance of feeling it that keeps it kind of in this land of like bubbling in and out of it all the time, or repressing or coping or numbing, you know, away from it and avoiding, you know, intimacy or love with others at that deeper level, because that means you gotta deal with that thing. So let me just not deal with any of it, right? It's kind of the pattern. That's for both sides, right? Even though this is in the masculine, I feel like the women, you know, can hear this message as well. Because also whatever we're feeling from them, we have a match with on our own. So like for instance, as I feel, say I get triggered up on, I feel I'm empathing his energy. I'm like, oh, what's that? You know, like, okay, just feel it. And then I just know to open my heart and run energy, but for myself first. Well, because that's how you have to do it. There's no bypassing. This is like a cosmic, perfect plan, right? The only way to get through this is to heal yourself and not bypass that, because that opens up the space to hold space to help them heal, right? That's how it works. But, you know, it just brings up any other grief that you have. So even though this person or situation or whatever ending may have occurred or whatever is now surfacing for you to deal with it, maybe you even didn't deal with from 3 or 4 years ago or whatever it was, or however long ago it was, you know, every grief that you have is kind of bottled up in that same picture. So like it could have been when somebody died when you were a kid, or just not, you know, some grief around childhood stuff, or there's all kinds of things that gets all bottled up into one energy of grief, right? But it's just that one picture that wants to come, that's getting triggered, that's making you feel that, all of that, right? All of that from the past. And so for the Divine Feminine, you just, whatever you feel as you're empathing their feelings that they're going through, heal yourself. And as you heal yourself, it helps them heal themselves. And then men, just feel it, feel it and choose to heal and ask for support if you need it. And the dragon that comes through for the men, oh, I pulled this for myself before today. Pure white dragon from Orion, transform your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know, act with truth and honestly, and let your wings of light grow and expand. So this is really an ascension, right? This is, you guys just went through a big wake up, and this is going to help you process the energy or the information. And it says Orion is the planet of wisdom, which I love that because Athena came in, which I associate to wisdom. but it's higher knowledge. It's higher knowledge. It's awakening, right? It's anchoring in that new higher awakening information that you're getting so much of in your dream space. I feel like too for the men, the masculine, a lot in your dream space is happening. Yeah. That's also how your intuition speaks to you too, if you are one that remembers your dreams. Whether you're processing old stuff and healing on the astral, or whether you're bringing in new information, you can set that intention. I like working with Archangel Michael. You can work with the dragons. You can work with Jesus. You can work with whoever, right? Whoever you're so inclined to. Orion is the planet of wisdom, the ability to take on knowledge we obtain through the left brain and use it joyfully for our highest good of all. Beings from many star systems take their understandings to Orion to ask how to use it. Use its wisdom. All the beings from Orion, including the seventh dimensional pure white dragons, carry a special light in their soul. The color white indicates purity, clarity, and advanced enlightenment. Archangel Gabriel, the unicorns, and Great White Brotherhood all hold incredible levels of purity, source, and light of diamond white. As the white holds the vibration of truth, when the pure white dragon from Orion showers it on us, it lights up our own impeccable honor and brilliance. They are preparing us for greater advancement on our ascension path. So they're helping you bring in what you've already just awakened to. It's like our spirit is there and it just like, boop, leaps, right? And then all of a sudden you're just this lack, like the growth period is kind of like that lack or that resistance between our spirit and our body. And so you're kind of bringing that into the physical awareness more and more and more. And that will help you with that. Also, I love that Archangel Gabriel came up because it came up in the divine feminine space when I was speaking of the counseling. When you hold, so the pure white dragon of Orion has come to you today, advise you to examine what you know with enlightened eyes. So again, yes, your intuition is correct. Act accordingly. Asking them, help you see with help me see truth, like truth with a capital T, right? What does this mean? Process any information you're working through with your right brain to discover how to use it in its highest good. The high frequency of the dragons from Orion will be with you to help you with this process. They will allow you to advance your spiritual growth and expand your wings of light. When you hold white aura right in your aura, people trust and respect you. This card calls upon you to speak your truth, act with honesty, and be totally honorable in your dealings. And I feel like that's also helping you when you do reach out to the divine feminine. For those that's coming, you know, if it feels like it's time soon, then that will help you speak with truth and authenticity. I think a lot of them just don't know what to do or say or what they even think or feel. Kind of like back and forth energy a little bit. But if they're watching this, then I feel like you're pretty much ready to, like, you know, take action soon. Oh, I love this too. Look at, I'm seeing the infinity of the twin flame sign. I don't know. That's just a twin flame symbol for me a lot. So that's a validation for some of you as well. Yeah. Okay. Now I've got the group union energies, and then we're done. So for both people, and just to kind of help the union energy in general together. Oh, I also want to say I love this pink kunzite crystal. It's very pale pink. This little sucker is like super strong. Like, yeah, I just want to hold it like 2 days. It's like, wow. And I don't always feel like that. I mean, I have crystals, I love crystals, but this one feels like, yeah, it vibrates at a very, very high unconditional level. It helps release and heal the heart in a deep way. So that's a pretty cool crystal if you guys like crystals. Pink kunzite. Okay, so write about your thoughts and feelings and let go of fear now. Oh, life review. Okay, I'm just gonna look at these because there's, see how they go together. Okay, so write about your thoughts and feelings and let go of fear now. So write about your thoughts and feelings. This is a great way to process. Like I have been processing. I've kind of taken a break almost in the last week, so I was just kind of, it was a lot, right? But since this whole thing started for me a few months ago, I just journal. I had like 70 pages of processing this whole twin flame journey, right? And part of it is just my own purpose work, my own inner healing around the whole thing that got stirred up because of it. And so just writing about your thoughts and feelings. So if you're having trouble letting go of things, if you're having trouble forgiving for others and forgiveness letters, you know, if you're not even sure what you feel like and you need clarity, set your intention. I have a 21-day journaling program that's like, I'll give you a special link. It's normally $97 or $197, but for $47, I'll put that in this particular video link. because it's super powerful. And there's also 3 videos on how to set yourself up for success using this as a way to create your future, like create your life, like how to process old energy, how to create future energy, how to understand your feelings, how to gain clarity. You set your intention before you sit down, call on your spiritual support team, your angels to help guide the process, and then just start writing. Like if you're feeling like shit, just like, I feel like shit, I can't ground, I'm annoyed. Okay, start with that, because it'll start the stream of consciousness writing. Like just even give yourself 5 minutes. If you don't know where to start just writing for 5 minutes without thinking and bypass that thought zone. And this is really good for the masculine, because they're talking about that dragon card is like integrating your masculine and feminine energy, integrating the left and right brain, integrating the logic, starting to let your intuition guide your logical or your physical actions instead of having the logical brain having to justify everything, because this is not a very logical, justifiable situation here. It's a very energetic one, and requires a lot of faith and trust, and requires you to trust and follow your and listen to your intuition, right? And so I think that the men are kind of mirroring that, because their logic is fighting you a little bit, right? And this can happen with the women too, for sure, because we're always mirroring to some degree. So write about your feelings. It's going to help you glean insight. It's going to help you gain insight and awareness. You can Q&A with your angels. Like I have 21 different ways that you can use journaling. And there's like 3 abundance angel readings and like 3 30-minute trainings around minds, how I use my success rituals and stuff like that. Because the next card is also let go of fear now. And it's Archangel Michael saying, please help me. You can say this as a prayer or as an intention, especially when you go to sleep is good, or anytime. Please let me feel safe and deserving of your guidance. Thank you for clearing me of heavy, toxic, ego-based thoughts or feelings. So it's like letting go of the mind stuff, the fear. Quit trying to have fear run the show or logic run the show. Like this is time to just like step out of the doubt and step more into trust and into your higher knowing, really. And so all these cards are kind of leading you towards. This is actually, I forgot, this is for the both. This is the connective energy, how to bring the union into more stability and balance. So individually, both people need to do this, right? So this is like, again, definitely mirroring both readings. And engagement, it says your love is ascending to a higher level of commitment, which is kind of where I started in the beginning. You know, take that with a grain of salt of where your relationship is. Like for those of you who have been dating for a while, but kind of maybe just had a blowout or a breakup, well, maybe they're going to come back to that next level, and it is going to be an actual engagement. But for most of you, it's going to be wherever you were, it's going to be a little bit higher level, elevated level of commitment, level of respect. I feel like you're going to see each other differently. Like there's a level of, I don't know, I haven't gone through this part yet, but I feel like what I'm getting is that like you're going to see each other, and there's going to be a lot of awareness of each other. Like you're going to know each other more, right? There's been so much 5D activity going on, whether either party is very aware of it or not, it's there, right? So this whole recognition is happening a lot on the daily, and energetically the merging's been happening. And then also I feel that, you know, because of that, women are very connected to that. You feel like you know them very well, right? You see their energy, you feel their energy, you're talking to them, you're hearing their thoughts, you're seeing their visions. Like there's a lot of communication that's happening, and the women mostly are pretty aware of it, right? And so yes, you're seeing it accurately. So if you're thinking you're crazy, because trust me, it's crazy making sometimes, you're not. Okay, it's happening. And for the men too, I think if they're watching this, then they obviously have some level of curiosity, right? Or awareness that's happening as well, even if their ego is kind of fighting them on it a little bit. And for some of them, honestly, I feel like they are kind of following you, watching you, keeping up with your life on social media or however they know you, right? I don't think a lot is in the workspace, but some of you could be through workspace, but mostly, or mutual friends, but I think mostly on social media, they're kind of just observing with curiosity. And then, and one thing I got around that is if that's happening is that it's helping the divine masculine to actually catch up, so that when you do meet back up, there's a more equal footing on knowing each other, right? Because the women already know the men, I feel a lot, just because of their intuitiveness. But then this is almost like helping the men to kind of keep up with knowing them too, so that when you come back together, it's a little bit more like equal balance there. But then of course you still have to come back to the physical reality and walk the walk. If you have barely known each other, well then you gotta date. They'll let them do the courting. You gotta, don't expect that it's all of a sudden way over here. Just this is gonna be the interesting thing, especially for the divine feminine. Like you still gotta reel it back and come back to, I don't want to say reality, because I think there's more reality up in the energetic, especially more than the physical a lot of times, but in true physical 3D reality, you got to come back and walk the walk. You got to get to know each other. You got to figure out what each other likes, how you get along together, what you want to do. You know, it doesn't mean it's like all of a sudden going to be like 20 steps ahead. It needs to come back and just kind of allow the man to be the man, the woman to be the woman, do the getting to know and the processing. You know, I think it will in some ways progress maybe more quickly than it would in some cases, just because there is such a strong energetic connection going on, and that'll be changing it maybe in some ways, but you still got to come back. So wherever you're at, your relationship is going to be ascending to the next level. I feel like coming in with more respect, more stability, more commitment in terms of like not the in and out game as much, right? And I forgot this card that kind of went with the write about your feelings and let go of fear. It was Archangel Jeremiah, Life Review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. And so this is another thing to do in your journaling or meditation space, or even just asking Archangel Jeremiah to work with you to kind of do a timeline of your life. Because really we're both healing inner, you know, even though the outward experience might be like for the divine masculine, I might just had to let go of a relationship or let go of a work thing or a drama or people situations, and maybe the divine feminine in the same way, although I think the divine feminine's been working more on her emotions very clearly a lot. With her own self, like relationship with self in a sense. But look back at your life, like have them take you in a meditation of going through from childhood on through, and just like what ages does your inner child need a little bit of a hug or a hello, or to be parented by you because you were parented in the way that you needed to be at that time, right? It creates a wound. It creates, you know, a wound that now gets projected through relationships as, you know, out of fear, right? And so those things need to be healed. And it doesn't have to be a big, long thing, but some of those things may want to be brought to your attention and awareness. Sometimes you can just heal it because you're ready to. You can ask your angels to. You can ask your dragons to. Yeah. But it's time to resolve anything that's unbalanced, basically. Or at least that's being shown and presented right now. And the last one that's a dragon for both people is Orange Gold Dragon from Arcturus. Opens your knowledge for the golden age. Carry the energy of the future and be a guiding light. And I feel like, yeah, this is ascension energy too. Because together you guys are going to come together and be of service in the world in some way, right? Whatever that looks together, you're going to be building kind of an empire together in some way. Like the manifesting abilities of twins when they come together is going to be like off the charts. They can both do it well separately and then magnified. But also just the love. So embodying the unconditional love is a healing for the planet and for themselves, but for others as well. I'm going to read this card. These always end up a lot longer than I think. Like, sorry, I'm just trying to find the right, there's so many of them. Orange gold. Is it? Oh, 96. All right, so this dragon, and again, you just kind of open up to the energy of it, so you can recognize, kind of attune to it. Arcturus is one of the most advanced star systems in the galaxy, a prototype of Earth's future, awesome seven-dimensional orange gold dragon. Arcturus comes to us when we are ready to become a walking master and help us to usher in the new golden age, which is kind of the twin flame coming together is what we're doing. Just by doing all the inner work we've had done to get to the place of coming together, right? When my spiritual army of these dragons moves into a place, they stimulate great evolutionary change and to everything they touch. They are flowing into Earth now to help us during these exciting years. It is not by chance that you've incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers. And twin flames and high-level soulmates are light bearers. In and of itself, that is a gift, right? Who you are, your presence is a healing gift, period. You come together, and many of you will do things together to be of service in some form or fashion, and traveling around the world is part of it, which is kind of cool, right? Sex is part of it. If that's not cool, that's cool too. Like that. Can you believe that that sex with twin flames is healing the planet? It's manifesting. That's kind of cool, right? Right? What else? Just your love is going to radiate, and people will recognize and be feeling that presence and that healing just in your presence, right? You're both going to be very much more magnetic and attractive. I think both people already are naturally, people gravitate towards them, but together once they're in that kind of like loving union, oh man, it's like very attractive because it's because we're bringing in that unconditional love for people to witness and to feel and to help them become more of it too, right? That's kind of the core of this. And then of course kind of go on to other things sometimes, whether it's through books or travel. When you're traveling, you're anchoring light in different places. That's why many of us have the desire to be traveling too. But as we travel, we get to bring that light and love to different places, right? Kind of sounds mystical, but that's how we're doing it, right? Kind of cool. So receiving this card indicates that it's time for you to stand in your power fully and your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons and Arcturus to enter your energy field. And breathe into the vision of the earth as it will be. See, I hadn't read this yet. But that's basically what I was just talking about. They will give you the strength and wisdom and knowledge that you'll need for the transformation ahead. You have much to do and many people to help, and the beautiful seventh-dimensional orange gold dragon of the Arcturus will help stay by your side as long as you need it. Be a guiding beacon of light for many. Okay, so that is the reading, you guys. That's very beautiful. Feels like all in all, again, there is a lot of mirroring in different places. Things are starting to stabilize. Feels good. Just keep doing your thing, keep healing, and keep believing and having trust that both of you are connected with your intuition. It's very divinely guided, very divinely orchestrated, very mystical. There's a lot of spiritual support here, so call on your spiritual support. Like there's so much spiritual support, and that will be helping you stay aligned and have the courage and truth, or trust to stand in your truth, take action accordingly and navigate your way, even if sometimes the path isn't clear. You're very much guided and you are connected to your intuition. So stay the course and keep doing you. All right. Thank you. Look forward to it. I'd love to hear your comments below. I'm also going to put some ways you can follow me on Facebook and some resources down below in the description area. But I'd love for you to like, comment, or share how this was for you. I'm just kind of starting to build a YouTube channel, and those things really help get the word out, right? And help my videos be able to be seen, and that encourages me to make more. Okay, for all of you guys as well. All right, take care. Bye-bye.